Hello, my name is Alicia Pedroso, and I received my Bachelor's of Science degree in elementary education from East Carolina University. I decided to go back to school for my graduate degree in elementary education after completing my second year of teaching. My educational philosophies have changed over the past several years. I believe that all students deserve the opportunity to learn in a safe, respectful, supportive, and positive environment. Students should feel excited to come to class every day. They should feel comfortable in the classroom environment that the teacher has created. I believe that all students are capable learners and deserve opportunities to high-quality education. Students should be challenged to work to their full potential, and teachers should hold high expectations for every child. I believe in a student-centered learning environment that provides students opportunities to become engaged and motivated in their learning. I believe all students should be empowered to develop as critical thinkers, problem solvers, leaders, and collaborative team members. Students should be given opportunities to learn 21st century skills in order to become well-rounded citizens and lifelong learners. One theorist that significantly influenced my teaching and learning throughout this program was John Dewey. Like John Dewey, I believe in a progressive style of teaching, in which learning takes place through doing. During my first year of teaching, I was afraid to let go. I thought I needed to maintain an orderly classroom. My class environment was more teacher-centered, and I directed most of the activities myself. Upon reflecting, I quickly learned I disliked my teaching style. I am a visual learner, and I learn best by doing. My teaching wasn't reflecting my own learning beliefs. Today, my teaching has grown to be more student-centered. In my classroom, you can see students engaged in hands-on activities. I try and implement more cooperative learning groups, which provide opportunities for students to collaborate and communicate their learning. Now that my teaching is focused on my students, I am able to see that they have become more interested in their learning. The following quote by John Gay remains posted on my classroom wall. "Tell me and I forget. Show me and I remember. Involve me and I understand." Another theorist that influenced my teaching was Howard Gardner. Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences argues that students learn best when in an environment in which they can excel from their strengths. Not all students are the same. Therefore, not all students learn the same. Gardner based his theory on 8 intelligences to reflect all learning styles. Based on Howard Gardner's theory, I think it is important to incorporate multiple intelligence in my teaching in order for all learners to succeed. At the beginning of the school year, I take time to get to know my students individually, what they like to do, their favorite things, their hobbies. As the year progresses, I pay close attention to not only their weaknesses, but their strengths. Identifying a student's strength in one area can help them challenge their weaknesses in another area. Last year in my first grade classroom, I had several academically low students. I learned the majority of them loved music and quickly learned songs with catchy tunes. Music is one of the 8 multiple intelligences. I incorporated a song or jingle at the beginning of every math lesson to engage my students. The songs help them learn new math concepts and vocabulary. I love catching my students singing the addition rap song on the playground or at lunch. Behaviorist B.F. Skinner's theory of operant conditioning greatly influenced my classroom management. Skinner believed the best way to modify behavior is to modify the environment. Operant conditioning is when a behavior is followed by a consequence, and the consequence will shape if the behavior is repeated in the future. The use of positive reinforcement to influence desired behaviors encompasses Skinner's theory. In my classroom, I focus on using positive reinforcement. I was influenced by Skinner's theory to make a conscious effort on improving the positive vocabulary I use with my first graders. For example, instead of saying, "Stop doing that" in line, I would say, "I am impressed by the way you're standing in line." Or instead of saying, "Don't do that," I would say, "Let's make a better choice." Constant positive praise is important. In my first grade classroom, I also use a token economy. Students have the opportunity to earn money by making positive choices throughout the day. I've learned when the focus isn't placed on the negative behaviors, the more likely students will be encouraged to make positive choices. Over the past 2 years in this program, I've had the opportunity to grow professionally and personally. One significant learning experience occurred during my action research for elementary educators course. For my action research, I was guided by the question, what are the effects of improving family and school connections in literacy? This question was inspired by my first graders in the community they were from. The majority of my students lacked educational support at home and were disengaged in literacy. The big challenge was bridging the gap between school and home. Some of the big ideas that I learned from my action research was parent involvement affects students' growth, communication between home and school benefits students, teachers, and families. And it is important to inform families about the skills their child is working on and provide resources needed to build support at home. During my action research, I provided my students and their families with various literacy sources and activities to encourage involvement and support at home. The resources I provided included a list of free literacy websites, comprehension questions for reading, and a weekend activity bag called Buddy Bag. I was impressed by the data I collected and how involved more families became. This experience helped me to continuously build a strong and supportive community in my classroom for both students and parents. Another significant learning experience I gained was from EDN 543 course. This course provided me with the understandings of the importance of teaching students about our increasingly interconnected world. Providing students with opportunities to develop global awareness and cultural diversity is becoming an important element in education in the 21st century. I learned how to infuse global learning across the curriculum by creating a unit framework. During this course, I also had the opportunity to attend the 2014 Global Education Conference. I was inspired by the webinars I attended. I was able to connect with various educators around the world. From them, I gained many ideas and technology resources that I was able to incorporate in my own classroom. During one of the sessions, inspired me to join a pen pal program. I connected with a teacher in the Philippines. My students became pen pals with a class of Filipino students. Being half Filipino, this experience was special to me. I was able to share my family's culture and experiences with my students. My first graders were so excited and motivated to write and receive letters from someone in another country. As the pen pal program continued, my students started to constantly compare and contrast cultures. They also started to ask more higher level questions. The pen pal program created engaging and authentic global learning experiences for my students. Throughout this program, I was able to constantly add resources and technology tools to my professional file. Some of the wonderful educational tools that I've learned about and implemented into my teaching include Prezi, Powtoon, Virtual Field Trips, Glogster, WordPress, ePals, Khan Academy, and Poplet. Using technology offers endless possibilities for students and teachers. One of my most recent significant learning experiences was from Dr. Swafford's Literacy, Trends, and Issues in Classroom Practices course. This course was inspired by the We Need Diverse Books organization and campaign. The mission and vision encompasses the need of providing all children with books that feature diverse characters. All children should have the possibilities to relate to the characters and experiences in a book. I had the opportunity to research a local low-income school's library and their collection of books that represent diversity. Throughout my research, I was able to gain a better understanding on the need for more literature that represents diversity. Literature plays an important role in education, therefore it's highly important to provide all students with the opportunity to make authentic connections and experiences. From this course, I also realized I wasn't providing my students with diverse literature throughout the school year. Although today the world of children's literature remains mostly white, the diversity in books has grown. The books are out there. I just need to make a conscious effort to provide opportunities for all of my students to appreciate diversity. Exposure is key. As I continue my career in education, I will incorporate the knowledge and skills and resources I've gained during my graduate experience. I will strive to challenge all students to their full potential. I will continue to create a positive and warm environment for my students, as well as continue to build positive relationships with students, families, and the community. I will continue to integrate technology and 21st century skills to empower student success. Through my passion, I will continue to encourage students to love learning. In the future, I plan on pursuing more education through professional development courses, and maybe after taking a break, I'll want to pursue a doctorate degree. I am thankful for all the experiences I've gained through UNCW's master's program. I appreciate the faculty's dedication to my education and professional success. Thank you.